Hi, I'm Adam Modlik, Executive Director at Basketball Manitoba, and welcome to the Basketball Manitoba All-Star Basketball Video Series. This series of videos is designed for both players and coaches to improve their knowledge and understanding on the great sport of basketball. This series is hosted by Basketball Manitoba High Performance Coach Kirby Shep, who will lead you through a number of different scenarios pertaining to the development of basketball at all levels of the game. You can use the controls at the bottom of your screen to quickly move to different segments of the video series. We hope you enjoy this presentation, and we wish you the best with your overall basketball development. That I see when I go to watch a lot of younger kids play, especially kids who are brand new to the game, is they don't know how to hold the basketball in a position where they can be a threat or a position where they can do things and also protect the ball at the same time. What I'm going to show you now is a few things that you can teach kids on how to hold the ball correctly, but also where to hold the ball, looking up the floor, and how that leads into simple footwork things like stops, pivots, and all those kind of things that are really crucial to being able to play the game. The first thing is getting them to stand in an athletic stance so that they're able to play, they're able to keep their balance, and so they don't travel. In the game, there's always going to be contact. There's going to be people to bump you, and it may not be a foul. So they need to be able to be in a position where they can receive that contact, whether they can play, where they can explode out of things, they can stop and start very quickly. Okay? When I did my shooting, I talked about holding the ball with a J and a T and a wrinkle in the wrist. Now that's still very important, especially holding the ball with a wrinkle in the wrist. I still believe that if you're going to be able to do anything, you've got to be able to do it from this position, from this, and this. However, it's not necessarily what you may know as a triple threat. Triple threat position is not necessarily where we want to start from or be at all times. It's just not realistic to be able to hold the ball out front and actually be able to protect it. I teach 4 positions that I think that kids should be able to hold the ball in a strong area, but then be able to move the ball between those 4 positions. Okay? First of all, if they're getting their hands on the ball, they're squeezing it tight, shouldn't be able to knock it out, and they hold it low on their hip to protect the ball. Okay? Then, if they can move it to the other hip and protect the ball. Still again, with the wrinkle in both my wrists, I'm able to play from this spot, I can shoot it, I can dribble from this spot, okay? Then moving up to this corner, up beside my ear, tight, okay? Again, wrinkle in the wrist, holding a strong position, and to this side. Now you'll notice as I move them, never do I keep the ball in front of me where the defense is. What we need to teach kids how to do is to start in these spots and to rip low from one to the other, to bring the ball up, and to rip high from one to the other. Okay? In basketball, if I swing my elbows outside of my body, or usually what happens is when I swing just my elbows and I make contact with another player, that's a foul. So if I do this motion here, the refs are going to call that a foul. However, if I do a natural motion where I pivot and I move the ball from one spot to the other, that's usually not called a foul. So that's something we really need to teach kids how to do, is move the ball from one spot to the other, from here to here, from a low rip to a high rip to across their body. Okay? Each time leading with their elbow as they come through, bringing the ball strong, quickly from one spot to the other, high, low, and being in control and being in balance the whole way. Now that we know how to protect the ball and hold the ball and still be a threat, we've got to learn how to stop in the right way. Basketball is unique in some ways because if when we move with the ball, our footwork is incorrect, the referee blows the whistle and doesn't let you play anymore. So it's sort of unlike some other sports in that if you're doing it correctly, you just might not be as effective. Here, we have to do it the right way if we're going to play the game. So there's a few different things that I think are important for almost all levels. I don't really care where you are. It could be from the very, very beginner, where it's crucial, to even as the kids get older, being able to do things faster and faster all the time. Simple, fundamental things like stopping, like passing, like pivoting. Okay? And we're going to have a look at those right now. Okay? The first stop I'm going to look at is a jump stop, which really has kind of made a comeback in today's game. It used to be something that was done all the time, and then it was something that was done basically just for screening, and now kids do things like pro hops all the time, stop on 2 feet to do different pivots, and it really can be an effective move if they learn how to use it properly. I'm going to start underneath, as I will show you in a moment with all the players. We'll get all the kids lined up on the end line, and we'll move down the court working on our footwork. I'll simply spin the ball out in front of me with a little bit of backspin so it doesn't go too far, and I will run at the ball, jump in the air, catch it, and land. Our first is a jump stop as I spin the ball out. Now, you'll notice you hear one sound. Both my feet hit the floor at the same time, and as soon as I catch the ball, I bring it to one of my 4 spots. Remember, one of my 4 spots that I can rip too high, rip too low, okay, and different things that I'm in control, okay? I'll do that one more time. Now from here, as I get to this spot, now we want kids to learn to be able to pivot out of it. From here, of course, both feet have hit the floor at the same time. Therefore, both feet can be my pivot foot. From here, I can step, pivot in a back pivot situation, front pivot, high rip as I go, low rip as I coming through, and getting them to learn how to do these things. All the while looking up the floor at all times. We don't want kids to get into that bad habit that you go to a minor league game and you watch maybe 6, 7-year-old game, and immediately when a kid's in any kind of pressure, they turn their back and they can't see the floor anymore. Always facing, protecting the ball and pivoting, learning how to high rip, learning how to low rip, keeping the ball going. That's our jump stop. Now we go look a little more, and we go into a stride stop where our back pivot is a pivot foot. We toss it out. 1-2 stop. Now my left foot is my pivot foot because that foot hit the floor first. Again, I bring the ball in a situation where I can control it, and now I pivot in all different ways, always keeping my eyes up the floor, ripping the ball through, keeping my balance above the middle of my feet. Remember, we've got to work on both foot pivot foot. I'm certainly not an advocate of, as some coaches are, always a left foot pivot foot, always a right foot pivot foot, always an inside foot pivot foot. Kids need to learn how to play on both feet. Now my right foot's my pivot. I've come through, I'm pivoting, I'm under control, my eyes are looking down the floor, and we work up the floor doing those things. Our last pivot is now maybe a little bit more for squaring up to the basket and shooting. Simply a front stop as I square to the hoop. You'll notice I'll picture an imaginary hoop on the left side of me here. I'm going to square up to that hoop as I come to the ball. And as I land, my left foot will turn and plant towards the hoop, and my right foot will come around, hopefully in a bicycle stance, as we mentioned before in our shooting segment. Again, I'm here, I'm ready to shoot the ball. I can go right up in a shooting motion, or I can pivot through in balance. I can rip the ball high, I can rip the ball low. Showing it from the other side. Plant, square. Notice my feet are staggered. I'm on balance. High rip, low rip. Bringing the ball to different spots. I'm under control. Now that we've got our pivots, we've got our 3 stops, we know how to hold the ball correctly and protect the ball. We can do this in a drill form. Hopefully we can get better and learn how to play the game more effectively and at a faster pace. Now we're going to do some movement without the ball. There's a few different ways to get open. I'm a big believer in what I call an L cut, which is probably a little bit more to what most people call a V cut, but I think is one of the most poorly done things I've seen. We're going to look at that. Then we're going to look at 3 basic moves on the wing to get to the hole. The biggest and most important thing here is all about footwork, and it's all about getting to your defender's feet. I've selected a young man who says he's pretty quick to have a race with me again, so demonstrate what I'm talking about here. Justin and I are going to have a race. Our starting line is the green line. Our finish line is the red line. Okay?
So we're going to race and go as fast as we possibly can here, and we'll see who's quicker. Ready? Go. I won. Ready, go again. Go. 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 I win every time. Why do I win every time? Why do I win every time? Because I say go, exactly. So you need to get into a position where you say go. I'll show you what I mean. Justin plays defense on me. If I simply come up like a lot of players do, which is probably the most common way to get open that you'll see in high school basketball, is this one here. Woo! 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 That's probably the worst move to get open I've seen. The other move to get open is probably the second most common, is this one here. And really, if I have someone who has any athletic ability at all, I'm also not getting open. What I need to do is get to Justin's feet, so I say go. If I come at the ball hard, and if I can get to this position here, where I can get across that foot, now I say go. I wait till I see Sterling is ready to pass him the ball, and now I pass it here. Okay, that's one way I can get the ball every time, if I can get to that high foot. That's something we're going to work on right now. The second part of this drill is another thing we're going to work on, which is our basic footwork on a rip-and-go move, okay? So you'll notice Sterling passing the ball away from the defense. It's probably going to come in one of my high ledges right here. Now, I talked earlier about ripping from high to low. That's what we're going to do right here. I've caught the ball up here. Justin is up, and I've got to rip the ball from a high spot to a low spot. Different people will teach this different ways. Some will say to push off your outside foot and go. I'm a big believer that if you can, learn how to go off the inside foot. The simple reasoning behind this is, if you look at the amount of ground I cover, if I want to go in that direction and I step with this as my pivot foot, that's how much ground I can cover. If I use this as my pivot foot, that's how much ground I can cover. So if I use the foot closest to the hoop, I can get farther past him without using a dribble. So we'll try this again. I'll use a simple rip and go move to get to the hoop on Justin, get to his feet, pop out, rip and go. Okay? And get to the hoop. Some subtle things with it. What I want to do with my hands and my feet is I don't want to lead with the ball through his hands. He might take it from me. I want to lead with my elbow and bring the ball through. And if his hand is in the way, he'll make contact with my arm and not the ball. Okay? I also want to bring the ball nice and low and bring it through strong. Okay? Let's see if these guys can do it. I will play dummy defense, okay, or guided defense, and we'll work on this a little bit. Your keys are get to my feet, one solid rip and go move, and we'll switch lines every time. Okay? Here we go, Mike. Good. Rip and go. Excellent. Good. Remember, bring the ball low on your rip. Bring the ball low on your rip. Good. Excellent. Here we go. Get to my feet. Rip and go. Excellent. Bring the ball real low and through. Good. He used his outside foot on that one. Good. Rip and go. Excellent. Get to my foot. Good. Rip and go. Great job. Here we go. Get to my foot. Rip and go. Much better. Good job. Here we go. Plant. Rip it low. Excellent. Good. We're working on getting to my feet. We're working on a good solid rip. We're working on doing it as fast as we possibly can right now. And hopefully getting to the hoop in one dribble if you can. Try to get right to the rim in one dribble. Rip and go. Good. Here we go. Excellent. Rip and go. We're going to take this a little bit further now, but we're going to do a counter move. Well, obviously, you're going to have something more than a rip and go from this spot. So I'm a big believer that we need to be able to have a counter if we're cut off in this situation. Okay, Debbie, do you want to come out and guard me? So I'll come here. I've just beaten Debbie now maybe 4 or 5 times. I've caught the ball here. She knows I want to rip and go baseline. She's going to cut that off. So I come here. She's cutting it off. What I want to do is bring the ball right through, and then if I can, rip and go now to the middle. Okay? As much as I possibly can. So watch now, without defense, watch my footwork very closely. I've come here. I'm going to rip. Point my feet to the baseline and bring the ball through. The ball is part of the fake. Rip from high to low here, and then rip from low to low through. Okay? all the way to the rim for the score. So it's two-part movement. It's here and here. Back to the front. Let's see if we can do this one. It's a little bit more challenging. Good. I'll guide a defense and stop them. Excellent. Here we go. Get to my feet. Rip. Good. Excellent. Bring the ball through. Sell it with the ball fake. Good. That's it. Good. Excellent. Good. Rip it. Good. Great job, Devin. Great job. Here we go. That's it, Jared. Good. Try the other pivot foot, Jared. Good. Here we go. Rip it. Good. That's it. Hard fake to the baseline. Almost like you're throwing a chest pass underneath the basket. Like you're turning to throw a pass, then you explode to the middle. Excellent. Exploding to the middle. Good. Great job. Good. Fake it. Explode in the middle. Great job. Nice footwork. Good. Don't slide that pivot foot. Don't slide that pivot foot. Good. Okay, hold on. Stop here now. Good. Our last move now on the wing. Same little cut to get open. But now if we're being crowded, okay, if Justin comes out and guards me, actually, sorry, you'll start with the ball. I make my same move to get open, but he's come out and he's tight on me. And it's very difficult for me to spin in this situation and get him. A lot of players will do this and get away with it and put their hand on their hip, just like Justin's doing, okay? I can use that against me. If I feel any contact at all, I can go at that contact and spin and get to the rim. Okay, so now they've denied my rip. They've denied my rip to the baseline or rip to the middle, either one. So now when I catch it good, I'm spinning, good, and I'm getting to the hoop. Okay, that's my counter move. Okay, let's have a look at it. Everybody will do it. I'll play it too tight. Good job. Here we go. Good, good. Spin and go. Excellent. Here we go. Good. Spin and go. Excellent. Good job. Good. They got to learn to get a little bit of contact on this. Spin and go. Really throw that ball with your left hand. Throw it out to the rim. Get it out, going to the rim. Good. You know nobody's behind you? You can get that ball going right to the rim. Your first dribble should be at the hoop. Not beside you, but at the hoop. Good. That's it. Good job. Nice. Get contact, spin. Good. Go at the rim hard. Good. Spin. Go at the rim hard. Good. Spin. At the rim hard. Good. Excellent. Good. Now hold on 1 second. Let's put it all together. This may be difficult at first. We'll see how it goes. Guided defense now. I play them whatever way they want. They've got to make some decisions, hopefully using their brain as well as their newfound skills. Okay? Here we go. I may just play you straight up, in which case you can probably rip and go. Excellent. Good job. I'm taking away that baseline. Good job. Oh, I'm tight. Good. Great job, great job, great job. Good, good. He just went on his baseline now. Good, here we go. Good, rip and go. I'm too tight, good. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Take away that middle and drive it. Good. Excellent, here we go, here we go, here we go. Ah, good, watch that footwork now. Watch that pivot foot, keep working on that pivot. Keep working on that pivot, good. Good job, good job, good job. Okay, keep going, guys, keep going on your own. So one of the things now we're working on is making decisions as well as making the play. Do this on the right side, do this on the left side. Keep it simple by giving them a few simple moves that they can do or they can take home to work on, hopefully in the playground on their own. Get better, get better, get better. For every move you do, the defense can take it away. There has to be a counter to do something else. If you can master a few simple moves, you can be virtually unstoppable. We're now going to look at scenarios of getting open at the top, getting open the wing, moving without the ball. It's a very important part of the game that is oftentimes overlooked. Anytime you look at any playground, or really most high school games, you'll see one player with the ball and four others standing and watching the play. We're going to look at, first of all, some movement on the wing when we're denied. First off, Alyssa's going to make her cut, and what I'm a big believer of starting this cut deep in the corner as much as we can if we're trying to get open in the wing. one of the things that we looked at in the wing when we went one-on-one is getting to the feet. Okay, and Alyssa's going to do that exactly as I play defense on her. What she's going to try to do is she's going to try to step across this feet. Now, really good defenders will not let her do this. What they'll do is they're going to use a bar arm, try to get you away from my feet, get a hand in the lane, and try to stop her from doing that. If that's the case, and I'm overplaying, and I'm playing what's called a laning defense, Alyssa's going to come into my body as much as she can. She's going to pop out to get the ball, call for the ball, and then go back door. Okay? Go ahead, Alyssa, go back door. Excellent. Good. Now, if you watch closely, one of the things she'll do with her hands and her feet as she comes up is she'll call for the ball with this hand. She'll move back and call for the ball with that hand. One little trick a lot of times you can get away with a little bit of contact is to take the other person's hand and pull it or knock it out of the way a little bit while you call for the ball, just to open up a passing lane for you to catch and score. Okay? So we're going to work on this here where we come up, we plant, and we catch and get a back door. Now I want to make use of my practice, and I've got a whole line of people here who are just standing and watching. A couple things I want them to do. First of all, let's back this line up, and let's make this as we are point guards, and they are going to dribble up the floor here and initiate, okay, and do everything off the dribble just as a point guard would. Rarely would you ever get this ball in a standing situation, and if we can, we'll throw a bounce pass on that back door. After they've thrown that pass, maybe let's get to that stage. Okay, Alyssa makes her cut. Good, boom, and I get it to her and she scores. Now I've got to get open myself. Again, exactly the same way Alyssa was, I would go away and come back. The two most important things in cutting is change of pace and change of direction. So as we come here, I'm going to take my player away slowly. Plant hard as if I'm going this direction, then cut hard for the ball, call for it, and come here, okay? A couple of little fine details on this. If I can get maybe Alyssa to come out and play defense on me, okay? It's something I call a knife hand, and that is using a hand to get through the other player. Alyssa's a very good defender. As I come back, she's going to try to deny me. A lot of players will come up. What most defenders do, though, is they don't cut you off completely with the middle of their chest, and they'll get a hand there. What I like to teach is force the cut, because most young players, as soon as they encounter this, will now stop or go the other way. What I think we need to teach kids how to do is to get through, and when you see the hand, go through the hand. If you see the chest, then you've got to go the other way. So take this knife hand, as I call it, and cut through the defense. That becomes your target hand. And score, okay? So your read is, you see the hand, go right through the hand. Just like on this side here, if you see the hand, you might want to cut through it. You may want to move out to get it. If you see my chest in the way, your read is backdoor, okay? So here we're going to do a backdoor cut followed by an inside cut, each time switching lines, okay? Let's see how it looks. Good, excellent. And we've got our cut here, moving away, good. Now let's add our communication, call for the ball, call the person's name that you're throwing to, and call for the ball. Ball. Say ball when you want the ball. Good. Excellent. Who are you passing to? Who are you passing to? Call the person's name that you're passing to. Good job. Call their name. Call their name. Let's go. Call the ball. Call their name. Great job. Good job. Nice cut. That's it. Nice cuts. Good job. Now, as any good coach will do, I'll play a little bit of guided defense. Try to make this a little bit more challenging. Try to make them make some decisions. Get through my hand. My hand might be in the way. Knock it out of the way. Good. Get through. Good. That's it. Don't let that hand get in your way. Don't let that hand get in your way. Good. Take me away. Sell it. Good. Sell it and get through. Good job. You got to sell your fake at the top, get through my hand. Excellent. Let's see how we're doing here on the wing. Let's see how we're doing here on the wing. Let's go, see how we're doing on the wing. Come up. Good. Hard back door. Good job. Excellent. Good job. Here we go. Hard back door. Good job. Sell the back door. You got to call for the ball. Good. That's it. Good. We got to sell it by calling for the ball.
Go, go, go.
Good. Excellent. Great job. And there we have a few scenarios where we're looking on moving out the ball. Again, I've added some guided defense. We've had our kids play a little bit, make some decisions, learn how to take contact. Hopefully we can improve our communication.